Welcome to Power to Unlocked. Today we're diving deep into a topic that has fascinated humanity for centuries: how women really choose their men. It's a question that's been asked in countless ways, yet the truth behind it remains cloaked in mystery, subtle psychology, and sometimes surprising strategy. What if I told you that the secrets behind these choices are not just about love or attraction, but something much deeper? Something Machiavelli himself hinted at hundreds of years ago. Imagine a world where every decision in relationships, every glance, every gesture is part of a silent game. A game shaped by history, power, and hidden influences. Machiavelli, a man best known for his writings on power and political strategy, had insights that stretch far beyond politics. His ideas can actually help us understand the secret rules of attraction and selection that many people overlook. Today, we're going to uncover those hidden layers, exploring how women choose their partners, not just based on what meets the eye, but on strategies that might surprise you. Now, this isn't your usual love story or relationship advice. This is a deeper look at human nature, the psychology behind attraction, and how subtle factors influence choices in ways most people never realize. We'll talk about the roles of power, status, and even strategy in these decisions, things that are rarely spoken about openly but quietly shape so much of our social world. Why do some men seem naturally more attractive? What invisible signals are women reading when they decide who's worthy of their time and trust? And how do these choices tie back to the lessons Machiavelli left behind? As we unravel these questions, it's important to keep an open mind. This journey won't be about stereotypes or simple answers. Instead, we'll explore complex truths that may challenge what you thought you knew about relationships. Machiavelli's guide isn't a rulebook to manipulate or deceive. It's a way to understand deeper social dynamics that affect us all. These secrets show us that attraction isn't just about looks or charm, but about strategy, values, and understanding the unspoken rules of connection. But here's the twist. These secrets aren't just academic or theoretical. They play out in real life, every day, in subtle ways that often go unnoticed. Sometimes it's a small gesture, a moment of confidence, or a glimpse of character that can tip the scales. And while many try to ignore or simplify these forces, they remain powerful influences beneath the surface of every relationship. So, what exactly are these secrets? How do women really weigh their choices? And what does Machiavelli's secret guide reveal about this process? The answers may surprise you and could change how you see relationships forever. But before we dive into the full story, there's one more thing you need to understand. These choices are rarely straightforward. They're layered with emotions, instincts, and sometimes contradictions that keep the game both fascinating and unpredictable. In the next part of this video, we'll explore the first key principle of Machiavelli's guide and how it shapes the hidden world of attraction. We'll see real-life examples, timeless lessons, and uncover patterns that have stayed true through centuries. So stick around, because what you're about to learn might just unlock a new way of seeing human connections and the secret dance of choosing a partner. Stay tuned, because this story is just beginning, and the truth behind how women really choose their men is more surprising than you think. The story of how women choose their men is far from simple, and understanding it requires looking beyond the surface. For centuries, people have tried to explain attraction with easy answers: looks, charm, money. But these are just pieces of a much bigger puzzle. The truth is wrapped in history, culture, and deeply ingrained instincts that often operate quietly in the background. Machiavelli, with his sharp eye for human behavior, pointed toward this complexity long ago, noticing that attraction and power are often two sides of the same coin. Think about it. When someone enters a room, the way others respond isn't just about what they say or how they look. There's an invisible energy, a sense of confidence, or even mystery that draws people in or pushes them away. Women, like all people, pick up on these subtle cues, signals that reveal more than just surface qualities. This is where Machiavelli's ideas start to connect with the real world of relationships. He showed that people, knowingly or not, are always playing a strategic game, seeking advantage, security, and a kind of lasting influence. But here's where it gets even more interesting. The game isn't just about power or control in a negative sense. It's about survival, connection, and the hope for something meaningful. Women's choices are shaped by what promises stability, respect, and sometimes a spark of passion that can't be explained by logic alone. These choices can change depending on the moment, the situation, and the people involved. What Machiavelli's secret guide reveals is that attraction is as much about understanding human nature as it is about individual preference. There's a tension here between desire and reason, between instinct and strategy, that creates a dynamic dance no one fully controls. And this dance isn't just happening in history books or political courts. It's alive today, in every conversation, every glance exchanged in cafes, workplaces, and even online. Women's choices reflect this delicate balance, navigating between what feels right and what feels wise. So, what are the signs that women are really looking for? What invisible factors influence these decisions? And how do Machiavelli's teachings help us decode this secret language of attraction? The answers are hidden in plain sight, layered in behaviors and social codes that most of us miss. This is where our story deepens, where the mystery grows, and where understanding the full picture becomes essential. But before we reveal these hidden truths, we need to explore the world that shapes these choices, a world where power, trust, and subtle signals rule the day. Stay with me, because the secrets we uncover next will challenge everything you thought you knew about attraction and connection. The real story behind how women choose their men is just getting started. What makes this story truly fascinating is the tension between what appears to be choice and what is actually happening beneath the surface. On one hand, women are often told they choose partners based on love or attraction alone. But on the other hand, there's an unseen set of rules and influences shaping those decisions. This conflict between surface feelings and deeper instincts is at the heart of the mystery Machiavelli's secret guide invites us to explore. Take, for example, the subtle signals of confidence and power. These aren't always loud or obvious. Sometimes it's in the quiet way a man carries himself, how he handles stress, or the respect he earns without even trying. Women often notice these traits instinctively because they hint at security and reliability, things that can't be faked easily. But then there's also the question of vulnerability, warmth, and genuine connection, which pull the story in a different direction. How do these opposing forces play out? Which matters more when the choice is made? This creates a complex emotional landscape full of contradictions and surprises. At the same time, cultural and social expectations add another layer of tension. In different communities and times, the idea of what makes a man desirable changes, sometimes dramatically. What Machiavelli observed about power and strategy might look different today, but the underlying principles of influence, trust, and reputation still matter. This means women's choices are often navigating between personal feelings and social pressures, making the decision far more complicated than it seems. There's also the role of timing and circumstance. Sometimes, a woman's choice is influenced by where she is in life, her goals, challenges, and past experiences. This subplot adds richness to the story, showing that attraction isn't static, but evolves with time. The deeper we look, the more we see that the path to choosing a partner is filled with hidden conflicts, shifting motivations, and a delicate balance between heart and mind. And so the mystery deepens. What really guides these choices? And how can Machiavelli's ancient insights help us understand the secret rules women follow, often without even realizing it? The answers lie just ahead, waiting to be uncovered. As we move closer to the heart of this mystery, the stakes grow higher. The very act of choosing a partner becomes a battleground where instincts clash with reason, where desire wrestles with caution. Women, faced with countless signals, both seen and unseen, must navigate this complicated terrain with care. Each choice carries weight, not just for the present moment, but for the future they envision. This is no simple decision, it's a profound balancing act that few fully understand. The tension builds because what's at stake isn't just about attraction or companionship. It's about trust, safety, and the hope for something lasting. In this hidden world of choices, the rules are unwritten, yet everyone plays by them. Some men seem to possess an almost magnetic pull, an invisible force that draws women closer without them knowing why. Others are quietly dismissed, not because they lack worth, but because they fail to meet certain invisible criteria shaped by history, culture, and human nature itself. Machiavelli's insights bring this tension into sharp focus. His secret guide suggests that power is subtle, often disguised in kindness or quiet confidence. But the deeper conflict is that power can also be misunderstood or misused, leading to heartbreak and disappointment. Women's choices are therefore layered with risk. How to recognize true strength versus false promises. How to balance vulnerability with self-protection. And just when it seems the puzzle might start to make sense, new questions arise. What role do emotions play versus calculated instincts? How much control do women truly have in this dance? And how much is shaped by forces beyond their awareness? The answers hover just out of reach, building anticipation. Now, as we approach the climax of this story, everything hangs in the balance. The hidden truths are about to be revealed, but will they challenge what you believe? The journey is far from over, and the most surprising revelations are yet to come. Stay with me, because the secret world of how women really choose their men is about to unfold like never before. Just when you think the pieces are starting to fit together, there's a surprising twist that changes everything. The story of how women really choose their men is not just about hidden signals or strategic instincts. It's also deeply influenced by something far less obvious: the power of perception and self-awareness. The second plot twist here is that the way a man sees himself can shape, almost shapeshift, how women respond to him. This isn't just about confidence in the usual sense, but a more profound kind of self-knowledge that radiates through every interaction. You see, Machiavelli's secret guide doesn't just talk about external power or status, it hints at an internal mastery, a balance between knowing your strengths and accepting your vulnerabilities. This internal dynamic can be magnetic or repelling, depending on how it's expressed. Suddenly, the conflict isn't just about the traits women notice, it's about how those traits are owned and projected by the men themselves. This realization raises the stakes dramatically because it means attraction is as much a journey of self-discovery as it is about external appeal. But here's where it gets even more complex. The world around us, social media, cultural pressures, and shifting norms constantly reshapes how men perceive themselves and how women perceive them in return. The traditional markers of attractiveness or power don't always apply anymore. This creates a tension between what is authentic and what is performed, between true confidence and the facade of it. Women's choices then become a delicate dance of reading authenticity beneath layers of persona, making the secret guide all the more complicated to decode. This escalates the main conflict because it reveals a hidden battlefield. The struggle within men to align their self-image with reality, and the challenge women face in seeing through surface impressions. In this evolving landscape, past lessons from Machiavelli meet modern challenges, creating a collision of old wisdom and new realities. And so, as the story moves toward its climax, the mystery deepens. What does it truly mean to be chosen? How much depends on genuine self-awareness versus external signals? the answers remain just out of reach, drawing us further into the secret world where psychology, history, and human nature intersect. The most unexpected twists are yet to unfold, and the true guide to understanding attraction is still hidden beneath the surface. Keep watching, because the revelations ahead might just change everything you thought you knew. Just when the tension feels unbearable, the hidden truth finally comes into focus, illuminating the heart of how women really choose their men. It turns out that attraction is neither random nor simply a matter of surface traits. It's a complex interplay of authenticity, subtle power, and emotional intelligence. Machiavelli's secret guide, long thought to be about manipulation or cold strategy, reveals something far more human. That true influence comes from a deep understanding of oneself and the ability to connect genuinely with others. At the climax, we see that women are drawn not just to confidence or status, but to men who have mastered this balance between strength and vulnerability. It's the way a man carries his imperfections alongside his virtues that creates a magnetic pull. This authenticity signals trustworthiness, a quality that transcends fleeting attractions and builds real connection. The silent language of body, voice, and presence communicates far more than words ever could. Women often intuitively pick up on this and respond to the nuanced signals that Machiavelli hinted at centuries ago. But here's the unexpected twist. The guide's greatest secret isn't about controlling others or wielding power over them. Instead, it's about mastering oneself first. The real choice women make is for men who are self-aware, who understand their own fears, desires, and motivations. This self-mastery creates a ripple effect, shaping how they engage with the world and, ultimately, how they are chosen. This realization resolves the earlier conflicts, showing that attraction isn't a game of manipulation, but an honest dance of human connection. The mystery of hidden signals and strategic choices fades into a profound lesson about vulnerability and authenticity. Yet, just as the story seems complete, one last surprise awaits. The most powerful secret of all is that these dynamics aren't fixed. They evolve with every interaction, every moment of growth. Women's choices aren't just about what a man is today, but who he is becoming. The journey of choice is ongoing, unpredictable, and deeply personal. So, the story closes not with a simple answer, but with an invitation to look beyond surface, to embrace growth, and to understand that the secret guide Machiavelli left us is really a map to deeper self-awareness and connection. And that, perhaps, is the greatest secret of all. As we bring this journey to a close, it's clear that understanding how women really choose their men is about much more than just attraction or first impressions. It's about the deeper layers of human connection, the ways in which authenticity, self-awareness, and emotional intelligence quietly shape decisions. Machiavelli's secret guide, once thought to be all about strategy and power, actually points us toward the importance of genuine presence and inner strength. Throughout this story, we explored the delicate balance between confidence and vulnerability, the influence of culture and social expectations, and the ongoing struggle within men to present their true selves. Women's choices reflect these complexities, navigating a path between instinct and reason, desire and caution. What stood out most is that the greatest attraction comes from men who embrace their whole selves, strengths and flaws alike, and who engage with the world honestly. So, what can we take away from all this? First, that attraction is rarely simple or one-dimensional. It's a dynamic process, evolving with time and experience. It's shaped by the stories we tell ourselves about who we are and how we want to connect with others. Second, that the power to influence and be chosen comes from knowing yourself deeply, understanding your motivations, fears, and hopes, and showing up with authenticity. Machiavelli's wisdom teaches us that relationships aren't just about winning or losing, but about building trust and respect through honest interactions. This story reminds us that while attraction might feel mysterious or even magical at times, it's grounded in real human needs and emotions that transcend eras and cultures. As you reflect on this, remember that every relationship is unique, and the secret guide is not a rigid formula, but a reminder to be present, to grow, and to embrace vulnerability as a strength rather than a weakness. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of how women really choose their men. If you found this story insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden truths that shape our lives. The journey of understanding human connection never truly ends, and I'm excited to explore more secrets with you next time. Until then, stay curious and keep unlocking your own power to connect.